Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. I'm Peter Gross, co-host of the original Wild Kingdom with Marlin, Perkins and Jim Fowler. Most of us have seen movies or television shows where sharks have been portrayed as marauders who prey on unsuspecting swimmers or smaller fish in the sea. But many Wild Kingdom episodes illustrate how sharks and other predators are an important part of the food chain in our underwater world. Oceans cover 70% of our planet, yet we still have much to learn about this important ecosystem. Modern technology has enhanced our ability to study the oceans with minimal disruption to their habitat. Human involvement and recent legislation to protect underwater creatures allow for the resurgence of these many species. There's more good news to come in the Wild Kingdom, so sit back and enjoy Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom is presented by Mutual of Omaha.
How's the water, WK? Welcome to Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom. Looks like WK here is all set to take the plunge. At least he's well dressed for it. Come on up here, WK, and let's take a look at that underwater equipment. My, that's professional looking. Very similar to the equipment that Jim and I used when we accepted the invitation of the Seaquarium of Miami, Florida, to accompany them on one of their collecting expeditions. We were after some of the most dangerous animals of the deep.
I don't think you're going to make much of a diver, WK. Actually, the underwater world is full of danger. It's an environment strange to man, a world of near silence and immense pressures, and is populated by some of the most unusual animals in the Wild Kingdom. Exploring this world is an adventure that demands great skill and caution.
Our dive to adventure began as we left Miami and sailed to the clear Atlantic waters off the Bahama Islands. Knifing through the clear, calm sea offshore, we see the bottom rise to meet the sunlight. It looks like an ideal spot to dive, and Captain Emil Hansen agrees. We'll try our luck just ahead. Jim's spear gun is loaded and ready. Its point honed needle sharp. We'll be joined in our undersea explorations by an expert diver and good friend, Tommy Allen. Tommy's a marine biologist and knows these waters well. Also on board with us is Dr. Gruber of the Institute of Marine Science at the University of Miami. In association with the Navy, he has developed a shark calling device which we'll test on a later dive. Captain Hansen signals. We're in the shallows. The anchor's down and we're ready to dive. Collecting should be good here. We're in an area rich in all kinds of undersea life. A few final adjustments, and over we go. The cool blue underwater world of the Bahamas, an eerie domain of perpetual silence. Gliding virtually weightless through these depths can give you a false sense of well-being. You may meet animals here deadly as any that roam the land. We spot an ancient wreck and we keep a careful watch as we swim past. Many ocean predators favor areas like this, but all we see is a school of harmless fish. They have no fear of man, and we can swim quite near. Tommy decides to take a closer look at the wreck while Jim and I surge on ahead. There are all kinds of fish down here. It looks like an excellent hunting ground. Jim spotted something just ahead. A leopard ray searching the bottom for shellfish. We'll try to take it. While Jim gets his spear gun, I'll keep track of the ray.
The ship's just overhead, and Captain Hansen has my gun ready. Now for the ray. Marlin still has it in sight. The leopard ray carries a poisonous barb at the base of its tail. One sting could paralyze a man. We'll have to be extremely careful in making our approach. We don't want to give him any opportunity to use that barb on one of us. He's still hunting for shellfish. I don't think he's seen us. He swims like some giant undersea bat. There's the stinger. We'll have to make our move now. My spear has a special barbed point that'll hold the ray. The gun's cocked and ready, but we've got to close the range. We're gaining on him, but it takes a lot of energy to stay in the race. I'll try to shoot the barb into one of those wing-like fins. It'll anchor my line without harming the ray. Ready? Now. He puts tremendous power into that stroke, but the line is holding. I've got to get hold of him, or he may sting one of us. There's only one safe way to do it. Grab him by the head and tail. I have him, but what a swimmer he is. It's impossible to control him. That tail is difficult to grip. I've got to hang on or he'll hit me with that stinger. He's still got plenty of fight, but I think he's tiring. Maybe now I can lead him to the ship. Captain Hansen spots us as we near the ship. He cranks up the underwater door to the built-in capture tank. We can lead the tired ray right from the ocean into the ship. What a battle. I'm pretty well exhausted, and the ray is too. It's a large, healthy animal, and it'll stay in our capture tanks on board as we continue our dive to adventure.
After a little rest and a fresh tank of air, we were now ready for the really big ones. And that was our next objective as we dove once more into the Atlantic. Captain Hansen keeps watch topside as Tommy Allen and I swim away from the sunlight into the dimly lit depths. In an undersea garden of strange coral shapes, Tommy has discovered a hidden cave, and we kick our way downward to explore it. A large grouper blocks our path, then leisurely goes its way as we continue our descent. The cave entrance is almost invisible among the coral formations. Inside, a school of hatchetfish reflect Tommy's searchlight. The cave is pitch black inside, completely cut off from the sun. We'll need more light to explore. My underwater flare may well be casting the first light ever to fall on these walls. The fish are startled by its glare. Tommy's found another opening to the outside at the far end of the cave. It's a tight squeeze, but he gets through. There's still another entrance to this coral vault, and Tommy follows it in. It's a simple matter to lose your bearings down here, and we decide to go out the way we came in. Nowhere else have I experienced such a complete feeling of isolation as I felt in this unknown little cave in the Bahama coral. Something moved just ahead. There, on the bottom, a sawfish. It's a vicious sea predator, and we must approach cautiously. The sawfish has a unique weapon, a long, flat, saw-toothed snout, which it flails like a scythe. We decide we'll try to capture this extremely dangerous animal. To avoid that saw, Tommy must circle around behind the fish. The plan is to approach the fish from the rear and try to catch him barehanded. Tommy will have to hang on tight to avoid that thrashing saw. What a fight! The fish is huge and tremendously strong. Tommy can't control him. If he loses his grip now, that saw could easily slash him.
Tommy's latched onto a big one, and it looks like he'll need some help. I'll join Marlin down on the bottom. Together we can operate a special capture rope that Tommy's designed. If it works, we'll be able to snare this monster. Now to get in front of the sawfish. With the rope stretched between us, we can hold the noose steady. and wait for the sawfish to stop slashing. Now. The strength of this fish is incredible. He's almost pulling the rope out of our hands. We've got to keep the line taut to protect Tommy. Tommy's getting tired. We've got to pull the sawfish in, but he's just too strong for us. Tommy tries to guide the sawfish up while we pull on the ropes. He's beginning to tire, and now we're making some headway as we pull him toward the ship. We're almost there, just a little further. We're nearing the ship and Tommy pushes clear. Now Marlin and I can lead him into the tank as Tommy swims to safety. He's coming in. The battle has taken its toll of him too. But we'd better get clear before he catches his second wind. He's big, about 14 feet. Tommy's snare worked beautifully, and we've captured one of the sea's most dangerous animals.
Now we were ready to test Dr. Gruber's shark calling apparatus. But these animals are so deadly that a diver cannot go after them unprotected. This shark cage was designed by Captain Hansen for the Seaquarium. The only safe way to observe these unpredictable animals underwater is from inside a cage like this. It's on the bottom, and now we'll follow. Jim will join me below during this shark calling experiment, and so will Tommy. He's experienced in dealing with these killers. Everything is ready, and over we go. The cage is settled in a good spot. It's level, and there isn't much plant life. We should have an excellent view from every angle. Jim and I swim through the hatch, and Tommy follows. He carries a power head, a defensive weapon with a cartridge on one end that detonates when pressed against a shark, instantly killing it. The hatch is closed, and Dr. Gruber lowers his shark collar. It is placed in position directly over our cage. Broadcasting through the water, it will send out electronic sounds transmitted by Dr. Gruber from his onboard equipment. If all goes as Dr. Gruber hopes, the noise he creates will sound to the sensitive hearing of the shark like those made by an injured fish thrashing in the water. It should prove an irresistible lure. No sign of shark, but some barracuda swim nearby. They're swift, savage killers of the deep. Still no shark. Now we're getting results. A huge bull shark swims to our cage. This is a ferocious man-eater, and he's got company. They're both tremendously large, and as they circle our cage, the shark caller is making them more and more excited. They've taken us for the injured fish, and the call just drives them off. This is a little more than we bargained for. In this state, they're completely uncontrollable. We'll be in serious trouble if more of them are attracted by the call. With a swarm of circling sharks in this excited state, escape from the cage would be impossible. We could be trapped in the cage and run out of air. There's no way to contact Gruber. We'll have to try to get out now. They're too quick. Banging on that sensitive nose drives him off. We've got to get out before more sharks come. Tommy is our best chance now. He'll have to use the power head. This is an extremely perilous operation. They can come at you without warning from any direction. They're just too fast. He'll have to come back in. Look out! He's coming back. Tommy's got to take him. Here comes the second one. Tommy barely has time to reload. Perfect hit. Armed only with the power head, Tommy has met two of the sea's most notorious killers. The remoras release their grip, searching for another host. Now, to get to the surface before any more sharks arrive. Tommy doesn't know it, but a remora is hitching a ride. The call has stopped. Dr. Gruber has seen us coming up. The danger is past, but there is no longer any doubt about Dr. Gruber's shark collar.
Let's take off your equipment, WK.
Jim, I think that shark may have changed WK's mind about being a diver.
I think so.
We'll leave undersea exploration to organizations and scientists who can handle it. Their programs are helping to open the new frontier of the underwater world. Oceans and seas cover 3/4 of our planet, and their importance to our future is incalculable. If man can learn a lesson from his often reckless plunder of the animals that roam the land, we may be able to preserve the wonderful heritage that is ours in this watery wilderness and expand the boundaries of the wild kingdom.
Mutual of Omaha's Wild Kingdom.
Like what you saw? Follow us on Facebook, Instagram, and YouTube for more exclusive content. And visit our website at wildkingdom.com.